Hello, welcome to Global Business. I am Imewore Ohiamokai. Now, have you seen or heard about the Human Development Index report? Nigeria ranking 152 out of 188 countries. Of course, this is not a good ranking. In fact, it was the ranking last year. So, what is Nigeria doing about it? What do Nigerians think about it? That's what we have on our first report on Global Business. It is anchored by Ehizoje Momo.
The Human Development Index, HDI, is a composite index measuring average achievements in three basic dimensions of human development. These are a long and healthy life, knowledge, and a decent standard of living. Four key indices, namely life expectancy at birth, expected years of schooling, the mean years of schooling, and gross national income per capita were used in the ratings, which saw Nigeria maintaining its 2015 position among countries' ratings.
That is quite poor based on all the potentials we have at our disposal. A couple of things have been looked on, and it is very obvious that it is a doable venture for us to attempt to come up the ladder, but every of our economic challenges are there pulling us down.
When you look at what's been happening within, you know that we've actually not measured up to our capacity. Again, the only thing that surprised me was a few other countries like Mauritius being ahead of us in the medium category. But otherwise, when you haven't done well, you know you really haven't done well. It doesn't mean you're not putting in effort. So basically, I wasn't so surprised.
The current thematic focus of Nigeria's 7th National Human Development Report is human security and human development. The concept of human security helps to bring to the fore the fact that poverty, hunger, natural disasters, natural resources exploitation and use are all part of general issues that represent risk for human development like citizenship and social capital, natural resources and the environment, economic, personal, food security, access to services such as health and more. According to the United Nations Development Programme's economic advisor to Nigeria and ECOWAS, Ojijo Odihambo, two critical indicators are dragging Nigeria behind, and they are access to education and ability to live long and healthy lives. Economic and development analysts also speak on why Nigeria is in the low human development countries category.
When you look at the political system, you see politicians in the same economy. We are hearing what politicians are getting as salary, and then you are hearing what people are getting as salary minimum wage. I mean, so unless we actually address all these issues, I don't think that, you see, the politicians should be ready to actually say that right now we have to actually readjust so that they can leave their name for posterity. The way it is now, when the whole thing gets bust, they are going to be in trouble.
You will be shocked that 6 months down the line, it will seem like no government official read this. Even if they did, the only time you will hear it is in some halls in Abuja and some radio and television stations, and that's where it ends. But no, they should be able to imbibe, study, and swallow these reports as it is.
The HDI report, when compared, however, shows a positive outlook for the country, as Nigeria's HDI increased from 0.466 to 0.527. This is a 13.1% increase in the last 10 years under review between 2005 and 2015. The progress is welcomed, but seen as too slow.
Despite the fact that our national income, average per capita income, improved by 98.4%, which is a whopping number, that was not because we got a commensurate amount of knowledge. The amount of improvement in knowledge was 0.8%. And that will be a factor going forward. If we are not growing in our access to knowledge, then whatever growth in income is not sustainable because it is not based on actual production and real growth.
The Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, otherwise known as the Global Goals, is a follow-up development plan to the Millennium Development Goals, MDGs, targeted at ending poverty, protecting the planet, and ensuring that all people enjoy peace and prosperity. With the current low HDI rating of Nigeria, the SDGs office, even before the release of the report, says it is taking steps that can improve the HDI rating.
We developed a country transition strategy to the SDG and action plan to operationalize the document in partnership with UNDP and DFID. The MDG endpoint report was produced in collaboration with these same partners. We have concluded SDG data mapping and determined baseline statistics for Nigeria with the support of UNDP and other partners.
The recently launched Economic Recovery and Growth Plan, ERGP, a medium-term plan for 2017 to 2020, is a document that will strengthen the successful components of previous strategies and plans of government in order to grow the economy. An aspect of the ERGP also focuses on improved human capital. Experts believe the plan is good, and focus should be given to areas that can impact the lives of the vulnerable.
As much as possible, there should be a way of seeing areas in which we can improve the life of Nigerians so that more people can go to school, the life expectancy is higher, and then quite a lot of things that we calculate as leading to the increase in standard of living can be taken care of. More importantly, the generality of the vulnerables should actually be empowered to be able to be doing something.
Gender parity is increasingly becoming an issue because if we are to grow sustainably, then everybody needs to contribute. A person's gender should not be a factor as to whether or not the person can contribute to the growth and development of a nation. There are a lot of women who are motivated, who are hardworking, who are intelligent, who want to participate in the world of work.
The present low Human Development Index of Nigeria is no doubt due to the failure of successive governments. The zeal by the present administration in delivering on its promises to fight corruption and implement good policies, especially in education and health, will go a long way in changing the ratings by the UNDP if properly implemented. Ehizo J. Momo, AIT News, Abuja.
Did you get a message on your phone talking about something about unclaimed e-dividends? Or probably you got it on your computer, in your email. It has gone viral and we decided to investigate. Is it real or is it false? We'll be talking to Henry Wokolo, he's Director of Market Development at the Securities and Exchange Commission later on Talking Point. But for now, a lot of things have been happening in the public service. In fact, so many policy reforms that you and I do not even know about. And the man to tell us what it's all about, what those reforms are really about, is Joe Abba. Dr. Joe Abba is Director General of the Bureau of Public Service Reforms. We had a talk with him on what some of these reforms are and how he staked his neck for them.
Looking at the ease of registering or getting a new driver's license, you talked about the fact that, I remember I was at a gathering where you talked about the fact that someone had a bet with you on trying to, the ease of doing the driver's license. You staked your neck at one point. Why did you do so, and what exactly happened?
What exactly happened was that in December, I basically announced BPSR's work plan for the following year, which focused very heavily on removing the bottlenecks to service delivery and ensuring that when Nigerians come into contact with government, that experience is better than it currently is. And just before I go into the driver's licensing thing, I did mention about the need to do something about the vehicle inspection officers that are very common now on the streets of Abuja. And I was able to raise that matter with I think I tweeted that in the morning to say we need to find time to do something about it. I met with the PERMSEC of the FCT in the evening, and they explained to me why they were out on the streets, but gave me the times when they should be on the street. So they shouldn't be on the street at peak hours between 7 and 10 in the morning and between 4 and 7 in the evening. And so I announced this, and I got a lot of reports that VIOs were present in Area 1 junction, the AYA junction, and somewhere in Apo. And I drove down to the Area 1 junction this morning, and I saw the officer, and I asked him, this is what your permanent secretary said, why are you on the road? And he said they were instructed to be on the road on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. And that's why they were there today. So I need to go back and check with the PERMSEC whether what he told me tallies with what the PERMSEC said. So that's the kind of work we do, because a number of Nigerians have complained about the overbearing presence of the VIO officers in Abuja. By the way, they are there because of an upsurge in security concerns, according to the PERMSEC, and they're basically uniform deterrents to help to manage the security situation at the moment. So the issue of driver's licensing, passports, access to identity cards, getting tax clearance was actually as a result of a survey that I did, asking people what are the things that frustrate you the most when you try to access government services. And these were the top 4 that they identified. So we used that and built that into the BPS work plan. So it was in setting out this work plan that I had said we would make this easier in 2017, because we'll be focusing on it.
So you were saying this in December?
Yes, 26 December, Boxing Day. Yeah, 26 December. Basically,
and you were so sure that in 2017 this will come to pass?
Yes, absolutely. Because you look at these things, and yes, you know, it's actually, my job is actually a lot easier if I can blame everything on corruption. I'll just say it's all corruption, you know, there's nothing we can do. But I know that in a lot of cases there are process issues, and you just need to make those processes better, and you see some immediate results. So I was convinced that we could make the processes better. In many other cases, the processes are right, but the information is not public, so people don't know. They don't know the process, they don't know the price. In some other cases, it might just be a simple change in process that will make a dramatic difference. So I was absolutely sure that we could make a difference in all of those areas, and I think we are.
So you tweeted about it?
Yes.
And someone made a bet?
I didn't just tweet about it, I also briefed the News Agency of Nigeria about it. I briefed a number of newspapers and said this is what we're going to do. So, but I tweeted about it, yes, and someone made a bet that he bets 500,000 naira that none of the reforms will come to pass. And so I said...
Stop there, please.
Okay.
Why do you think someone, a Nigerian, probably patriotic, would make that kind of bet?
Because the citizenry has lost faith in the ability of government to renew itself and to focus on citizens. And so, yes, I don't blame him at all for saying so. The only thing he didn't know is that we're not all corrupt and we're not all useless, and there are some of us who want to work. And so maybe he chose the wrong person.
Like I told you earlier on in the program, we'll be talking about unclaimed dividends. That's E-Dividend. Remember, we don't have the manual ones now. Everything is now electronic. So it's electronic dividends. Of course, you may have received the message that you should click on a site for unclaimed E-Dividends. Many people have been asking that question. What is this site all about? Even before they click. Because there's been a lot of fake sites that have gone viral. So we have come to the people that should answer the question, the one that will tell us whether it's real or it's false. Mr. Henry Rowlands is the Director, Market Development of the Securities and Exchange Commission. We'll be talking with him, and we're right here in his office. Mr. Rowlands, welcome to Global Business. Thank you very much. So, welcome. Let's talk. there has been a lot of messages on social media going around, it's gone viral, talking about unclaimed dividends and talking about clicking. And because you know the fear of the virus for clicking, of clicking a fake site or a site that may affect your computer or your phone, many people have been scared. I mean, asking. So this unclaimed dividend thing, is it real or is it false?
First of all, I'd like to correct the wrong impression. What we ask you to click to check is not actually unclaimed dividend. We ask you to click and search to confirm if your name has been registered for electronic dividend payment. When you click, you have provision to put your names. When you put your name and you click search, it proceeds to give a listing of all the names in all the investments you have for which you have not mandated your preferred account to be paid dividends electronically. So actually the essence of the search is to make sure that is a development effort of the SEC to curb anything that is called growth of unclaimed dividend beyond what it is now. Because once you search, it brings out all the investments that you have which you are yet to mandate your preferred account for electronic method of payment of your dividends.
So it is real?
It is very real.
It's not a virus?
It's not a virus, no.
Okay.
In that context, not at all.
It's not a virus?
In that context, not at all.
Okay. When you fill the e-mandate form, what happens after that?
Yeah, the moment you get your names appearing in the search, you have provision on our portal, the SEC portal, which I'm sure everybody possibly know how to get to our website, www.sec.gov.ng. Once you get there and your name appears, directly attached to your name, there will be the enrollment form of your registrar, the form that your registrar has provided for you to be able to enroll for the registration of electronic payment. You print the form, complete the form, and you move straight after you have successfully completed the form to the nearest branch of your bank, or you go to the nearest branch of your registrar and submit your form. That's all you need to do.
Okay, you are talking of the nearest branch of your bank,
yeah,
to submit or to just fill it in.
You will have completed the form at the comfort of your office, at the comfort of your home, because you can print the form from internet. You don't need to get to the bank or the register to get the form. You can just download the form from the internet as soon as your name appears in the search list. And then you download, you complete the form. And after completion of the form, that's the time you move to the nearest branch of your bank.
Okay, there are some people who have not claimed dividends. There are some companies who have not even paid dividends. Or there are some people who they don't even know about the E-Dividend system. What about those people? What about this set of people?
Yeah, you have said three things. You have said companies who have never declared dividend. You have said companies who have never paid dividend. And you have said those of you who have never claimed. The bottom line of what we are saying is that this portal is not to search for unclaimed dividends. This portal is to search for whether you have investment in any company. If you have investment in any company, we are saying that from the day that your company will start to declare dividend, whether it has declared before or it is to declare going forward, you no longer need to wait for a dividend warrant. Because hitherto, what the companies do is that when dividends are declared, registrars on behalf of companies issue dividend warrants. These dividend warrants have been observed over the years that they hardly get to. It's either they don't get to the investors who will have changed address by the time post office get it to the place of address, or by the time the dividend warrant comes, it will have been stale. So the SEC went into this arrangement, this initiative, to ensure that, look, let the investors begin to have experience that is satisfactory and begin to have confidence in this market. And to that extent, this initiative came up. Just put your names, search for the companies where you have investment. Are you following me? Whether they have declared dividend before or not, Just search for it. Once you search for it, you don't download the form that will enable, we call it electronic payment mandate form, e-mandate form. Fill that form, and then you submit to the nearest branch of your bank. Once you have validated with the BVN, you know, with the portal where they're going to validate you at banks and at registrar place is connected to the BVN portal. Once you are successfully validated and your name registers as approved, all what you'll be getting from the day next that your company declares dividend, in the comfort of your home, you just get an alert within 48 hours.
So you mean that if you haven't gotten your dividends before,
Yeah.
or if your company hadn't been paying you dividends,
Exactly.
you are not likely to get it again?
You will get it. For those of you who have not claimed your dividends and your companies have been declaring dividend, as soon as you mandate the preferred account where you want your dividend to go, in addition to the advantage of your dividend being paid going forward within 48 hours to your bank directly, all the dividends that you have that are yet to be claimed, which you have never had opportunity to claim, no matter how much they are, within 10 days, the market has given mandate using the electronic portal registration to make sure that the backlog of your unclaimed dividends are fully paid.
What is Security and Exchange Commission going about making sure that they bring everybody into this e-dividend system, all investors?
Between November 2015 and October 2016, we tried to find out how many people have actually registered, how many people have keyed into the electronic dividend means of payment. And we discovered that about 1.7 million has been recorded as success thus far. So the SEC moved forward. Let us even find out, are there still many more investors yet to register? And we liaise with the registrar of companies who are keeping the register of shareholdings. And we discovered that up to about 6 million investors are yet to key into the electronic dividend. That's what informed our developing this portal in-house to make sure that it is we didn't give it to consultant, we developed it in-house for the security of what it is. And that portal has come up just to enable every investor, including those who have registered. If you are not sure you have registered, just go there and plug your name in, your last and first name. If your name does not appear, it suggests that you have registered. If your name appears, it will now list all the companies that you have, and then you have opportunity. I can tell you that the first day we launched this portal last week, specifically on the 19th of April, about 70,000 people hit the account. And the feedback we are getting from registrars is that there are now influx of Nigerians that are coming to the offices and the banks. What makes it important for us, and which we emphasize, is that since inception of this project, this initiative, the Securities and Exchange Commission has been bankrolling the cost of registration. Every successful registration costs 150 naira, and SEC has been bankrolling it. Now, this opportunity will terminate on the 30th of June. The opportunity for free registration will terminate on the 30th of June. And so we invite and employ all investing public to please go to our portal, www.sec.gov.ng. Go and click the portal, what we call E-Div portal, and just put your name, first and last name. As simple as that. You don't need to stress. If you don't even have computer, you can walk to a cyber cafe and just pay 50 naira for your own search. And within a very short second, they will check for you, and you will now use your phone to snap all the ones so that you don't go back to the cafe anymore. And from there, you go and download the forms. We encourage all investors to please key into this free registration period that expires on June 30th by going to SEC website, www.sec.gov.ng, and print their forms, e-mandate forms, and take advantage of this free registration before it expires.
And after it expires, yes, who will pay?
The individual investor will pay 150 naira per successful registration.
Thank you very much, Mr. Henry Rowlands, for talking to us on Global Business.
Thank you very much, Ime, and thank you to Nigerians.
It's been an awesome time with you on Global Business this Monday. Remember, the Global Business comes to you Mondays, 2 p.m. and on Wednesdays on our AIT International, same time, 2 p.m. I am Imewaro Hyomokai, and I hope that you have learned a thing or two about business today. Remember, it's always nice doing business with you, and it's Global Business, everything business.